Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a reading wrap up for the entirety of 2025. This is a little bit early because I kind of want to do these on a monthly basis, so I just want to give you everything that I read in 2025 or from January to now, like September, October, mid-October, and then I'll do a November wrap up, a December wrap up, and just give you everything in there. So there's not too much for the whole entire year, but I've just been getting back into reading a lot of manga, reading some books too. So I'll include, like, early on in the year I read novels, and then I read a bunch of manga throughout the year. So I will be including everything I've read. I'll be giving you the Goodreads rating and Goodreads review if I have wrote one down, and just like general thoughts if I have anything to add. So the first book we have is Blood Bonds by Jay Braid. This is the third book in the Bonds That Tie series. This one was okay for me. I really enjoyed the first one, and then the second one was like a little bit like less, and then this one was like a 2.5 out of 5. So it wasn't like a complete waste of my time, but like it was kind of boring. So my review was this one was okay. I liked it, but it was pretty repetitive. I wish we had more like in-depth on like the bad guys kind of thing, the resistance, like why they're doing what they're doing. It's kind of like they're just bad. Yeah, just not the brainwashing stuff, because I feel like that's kind of a cop-out. I also guessed the plot twist, which is like one of the best parts of these books. It's a big plot twist at the end, and I guessed it. So, and the writing style is really snarky, and I really vibe with it. So it's like not like I don't want to say it's not like the prose isn't anything, to study, but it's still like I really liked it. I really liked the prose, and like it's very snarky and bitchy. That was what I was vibing with the entire time. So that's Blood Bonds by Jay Braid, a 2.5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Jade War. This is the very special Broken Binding edition. It's like stunning. I didn't read this copy, but I think I read from the library because it was like too stunning to actually read it. But I wrote this one was a 4.75 out of 5. It's like very like a 5-star series for me if you were to like say the series, but this one was a little bit the pacing was a little inconsistent, and some parts like slack for me. And then there's just like really awkward sex scenes in this book, and I'm like, why did we add them? They could have been cut. But basically the story with this book is I've been reading it for a long time because I'm scared. This author does not pull her punches. And basically I'm scared to finish because of the fear of losing the characters, and they just you attach yourselves to them basically, and these characters are so well you can love them and know that their decisions they're making aren't the best ones that you would make, aren't virtually any good, and you wouldn't agree with them. It just shows us how the world's circumstances and cultural influence the way people are. The world she has crafted is a dark, potent, urban, with characters that'll break your heart. One of my favorite series I've ever read. Highly recommend. This is the second book there's in this trilogy. I just have J Legacy left to read. So those are the two books that I read this year so far. And then we're gonna go into some manga. So the first manga I read of the year. So I'm also going in order of when I read these. So there's series that are split up. Like I've read multiple volumes, but we're just gonna go in the order that I read. I read volume 9 of Which Had Atelier, or Atelier, Which Had Atelier. This is one of my all-time favorite series. The art is stunning and the story is stunning. Like, I just could open up to a random page and like, look at that, girl. Look at that. I mean, it's like, it keeps getting better and better. This was like kind of lead up to the, like the Silver Eve and like the festival. I'm trying to remember because this was pretty early on in the year. But yeah, here's a little flip through. And then I didn't write a review for this one, but I gave it a 5 out of 5 because all of these are 5 out of 5s for me. And then we read Our Her Ride, Volume 12. This is the second to finale book, second to finale volume. For this one, this was a 4.5 out of 5, even though it's a 5-star series. I just felt a little bit rushed towards the ending of it, and just how slow the rest of the series is. This one felt a little bit rushed in the plot. But like kicking my feet and giggling the entire time. Like, I love this author's works. It's so good. And then I said it was bittersweet only having one left to read, because I've been reading this series for a while now. So I was sad that I had only one left to go. The next one I read was Skip and Loafer Volume 7. These covers are really cute. This was like the tulip themed one. Very cute. I didn't have any thoughts on this one either. Sometimes I finish these volumes and then I like love them, give them 5 out of 5, but I just am too lazy to write down what I thought about them on my Goodreads, and I really need to get better at that. I know I love this series. I remember the ending. The ending was so good. I will say that. It makes me really want to read the next one. I haven't picked up more of this series yet, but the ending, very good to this volume. And then it's just like so sweet, so like thoughtful of a series, so I'd highly recommend this one. It's basically about this girl who like moves to a big city, and she is making friends and stuff. It sounds very typical, but it's like such a thoughtful series, such a heartwarming and special series. And then we have Blue Box Volume 1. This one I rated a 3.75 out of 5. The pacing threw me off a little bit, but I'm very excited for the rest of the series, but just the pacing was kind of awkward for me. It felt like it was kind of like little chapters of their life, but it was also more of a consistent story. It was throwing me off a little bit, but I do like the premise of this, and I think I could get really invested in these characters. So that's Blue Box Volume 1. Now we see another repeat. This is Our Her Ride Volume 13, the final volume. This one I gave 5 out of 5. It was so cute, and I was just so happy for them the entire time. It is a romance series. It's very slow burn, high school characters, but it's one of the more special ones, I think. So this is a series I definitely recommend. It's a final volume right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm still sad that I finished it. But I can always reread it because I have it all right here, so it's okay. It's just like nothing is like the first time reading a series. The next one we have is Which Had Atelier Volume 10. This one I also rated 5 out of 5. I didn't have any thoughts on this particular volume, but like as a series I recommend as a whole. Like amazing. God tier. Let's see. Oh, this is the one where the prince is introduced and he's kind of like a little spooky. So, a little spooked, like, by, like, I think it's gonna get this volume left me with the feeling that it's gonna get a little bit darker as the series goes on. It's been slowly progressing that way, but I think it's gonna get even darker. I just have that theory. That's my theory. The next volume we have is Kimi ni Todoke Volume 2. And this one was adorable. I love the friendship dynamics between these three. Yeah, just the dynamics developing between these characters. It's still a very early volume, but I can tell the series... I just whacked myself in the face with them. I can tell this series is going to become my favorite. I just know it. And I feel like it doesn't really need an introduction because it's very popular, but I can't wait to continue. The next one we have is... I'll just do these two together because I didn't write a review on volume 2, but we have volumes 1 and 2. I read 1 and then 2 back to back. This gets a 5 out of 5 for me. It was so good. It was so funny. The pacing was excellent. The mysteries in both of these were intriguing, and I can tell the like main plot is building up, and I'm excited to see more from these characters. The characters and the story is just both excellent. They're both on par for me. And I can't wait to read more. And I loved Mao Mao, our main character, our main girl. She's so smart and so like her own person, you know? The next one we have is... Oh, I was about to skip one. This is one I do not own a physical copy of. I read Mr. Villain's Day Off, Volume 1. This one was very cute. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's basically like snippets from this guy's like supervillain's days off work. And it's kind of like he has like his villain duties is like his office job, you know. He spends days self-caring and like trying new things, and he also really loves pandas, and I thought that was adorable. Yeah, it's just a funny, cute series. I'd recommend. The next one we have is Sakura Saku Volume 1. This is the same author as Our Haru Ride. This one was a 4 out of 5 for me. It's basically about this girl who wants to like thank this person who basically like helped her out on a day on the train, and she's like been looking for him ever since, and he basically kind of changed her life. She had a come to moment, and yeah, so it's kind of her searching for him and then developing a romance with this boy. So that's her and this boy. So I can't wait to see how the series progresses. I think I have a feeling of the little twist that's going to be in it, but you know, it is what it is. I think this series is pretty good. Early volumes are kind of hard for me to give a 5 out of 5 just because they're mostly set up, but I think this could be a top tier series, especially since she wrote that one. I mean, you know, come on. The next one we have is Mr. Villain's Day Off 2. I just read Volume 2. It's similar vibes. I gave it a 4 out of 5 again. And then the next one I read, I also don't have a physical copy of. I read Aria of the Beach Forest, Volume 1. I give that a 5 out of 5. So good, so underrated. It just like, it felt like a warm cup of tea on a soft spring day. And that's all I need to give you for you to pick it up. Like, come on. It's like about witches and living in forests, and yeah, I'll talk about more later, but the next one I also don't have. I read these just like in a bookstore. I read Aria of the Beach Forest, Mr. Villain's Day Off, like in a Barnes and Noble, like on my lunch break. It was like such a vibe. I like love doing that now. And that's how I've been reading more. Is during my lunch break, I'll just grab one from the shelves, read it, put it back, and I don't have to spend any money. It's awesome. I highly recommend doing that. But the next one I read was My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. This was a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed this one. The gamer vibes are awesome, and I'm excited to see the romance develop. It's just like basically this girl kind of finding her community in after a breakup in this game that her boyfriend made her play. Her ex-boyfriend made her play, and kind of getting over that breakup and possibly finding new romance. The next one I read was Ari of the Beach Forest 2. For this one, the friendships developed were adorable, and then I really noticed that the cooking and food is like growing to be my favorite part of this series. It just made me hungry, and you know it's a good like depiction of food when it makes you hungry. The next one I read was I'll fall over, which had Atelier Volume 11. I actually wrote a review for this one. It's 5 out of 5. A 5 out of 5. But the review was the procession like finally happened in this volume. And it was just executed exceptionally. This ending was super exciting. I can't wait to see the things that are building up pay off, because there's lots of things being set up in this series, and I can't wait to see the payoff. But I'm loving the ride so far. It's not a boring setup. It's a fun setup kind of thing. The next one we had is Gazing at the Star Next Door, Volume 1. This one I gave a 4 out of 5. It's a cute romance. It's basically about this girl who is childhood friends with this rising star, and he's like an actor model kind of thing, and it's her trying to like keep up with him, and like she's kind of denying her feeling, like figuring out her feelings, and that's what is gonna happen throughout the series. But the art is just beautiful. Let me see if I can find a good like one to depict like the little pancakes. So cute. Yeah, just stunning artwork. And I really enjoyed the story, so I can't wait to continue. I don't think I've shown you any volumes of series that I'm stopping, so I've had a good reading year so far. Like, all of these I want to continue. I feel like the only one that was kind of a letdown was Blue Box, but it was still like a win. So, yeah. The last one I have to show you, number 20, to wrap up our video, is Shortcake Cake Volume 1. This one was a 4 out of 5. I actually read this today to get the number up to 20. It's cute, and it seems like the start to a kind of complicated romance plotline, but it sounds fun, you know? It was very like simple in like plot, like not much happened, but it was enjoyable. And that is all I've read for the entire year of 2025. It doesn't feel like a lot when I just talked about it in just 20 minutes, but you know, I haven't been reading as much as I would like to. But I wanted to share with you some like reading plans for the future or for the rest of the year that I want to get done before the year ends. So we'll start with manga, and then we can talk about some like novels. So I definitely want to read at least 2 more volumes of Skip and Loafer. It's just one of my favorite series, and I kind of have a backlog of them now. I have 4 volumes that I need to read to be up to date, but I just want to read 2 and have 2 more to go. And that's my goal for the end of the year. And then also I want to start my reread of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. The story with this series is I read the first 3 years ago, and then I tried to pick up the 4th one like after that, and I didn't remember anything, so I kind of put off continuing because I'm like, oh, I have to reread it. But I think now's the time to reread and enjoy this series again. So I have the first 5 here that I can try to binge before. I kind of want to do it in like a weekend, maybe do a reading vlog of reading the first 5 of this series and seeing if I like it. Excuse me. The next one we have is Orange Volume 2, the complete collection. This one I've just been putting off because I've heard it's sad, but I just need to bite the bullet and finish this really awesome story. I can't wait to see how it ends. I believe this is like the official ending, and then there's like future volumes, like stuff's maybe set in the future, or like it's told from a different character's perspective, but I believe this is the end to the main series. So I can't wait to read this one. And then for books, I have a couple here. This is kind of ambitious because I've only read 2 so far this year, but you know, 2 of them are must reads, and then the other 2 are like maybes. Like if I make progress in them, I'll be happy. So this one is called Water Moon. I am like 70% of the way through. I just need to finish the last 100 pages and then I'll be done with this. So this is like a must finish one. I'm enjoying it. Probably going to give it a 4 out of 5. But I'll give more thoughts in my like November wrap up. The next one we have is Night of the Dragon. This is one I've also started. I've read like 126 pages. This is the finale to a trilogy that I need to finish because I've like taken several years break from finishing this series and I really enjoyed it. So I don't know why I haven't finished it yet. But this bad boy is on the list to be finished this year. So those are the 2 books that I must read this year. So hold me to it. Hold me to finishing it. I don't think it should be too hard. You know, not that much time commitment. And then the next 2 like ambitious ones are more new releases, but so I bought them with the plans to read them soon because I'm not for putting more books on my TBR because I already have way too many. So I need to read from my backlog, but I did it with these 2 because I was really excited about them. So the first one we have is If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia. This is a very like giving fall romance, and I want a cozy slow burn romance to read during the fall. Like I want those vibes. So this one is on the list. I've read like 20 pages of this and I really like the vibes, so that's why I decided to pick it up. And then we have a big release that everyone's been talking about is Alchemized by Senlin Yu. This one is like a Hermione fanfiction, and it's really dark, but I'm really liking it so far. I've read like 30 pages of it, but I've decided to annotate it. I don't know if you can see, but yeah. So I'm just gonna take my time with this. If I don't finish it this year, it's okay, because it's like 1,000 pages, but it's really good so far. So I've been liking it a lot. All right, so that's about it for me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more sit down talking videos like this, let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.